Okay, what do we got today? This is our sandbox. So that must mean that we're going to be working on some Zen garden concepts. And I thought what I'd do today is get a little away from our traditional Japanese approach to a Zen garden. With the Japanese, there is a set of standards for the type of rock used in the Japanese garden so that it relates to the Zen garden also. But what I thought I'd do today is do something different. So what I have today is a couple chunks of just this lava rock. I found these in one of my supply places when I was still landscaping. Well, you know, I think I told you in the past that I spent almost most of my adult life looking for rocks. It didn't matter whether I was shopping for a client or whatever, I'm always looking for rocks. That's why I have so many of them. But anyway, I thought I'd go ahead and show you what we could do with these two guys. So if we were taking the typical Japanese approach, we'll probably do something like this. Our patterns will go around the rock and run parallel, right? And this way, I think the rocks are most stable and more tranquil. And that's kind of the Japanese standard. We could take the same rock, and what if we went this way? Now, along the California coast, we will see things like this. And based on what I saw in like the travel series on different countries, they have this kind of stuff too, especially along the coast. Okay, this is my interpretation of how the Chinese would approach this type of garden. Okay, now I have not formally studied the Chinese garden, so I'm making some assumptions based on what I've read in the past. Oh yeah, if you really want to see a really nice Chinese garden within the United States, go to Portland. Portland has a very nice Chinese garden there. Yeah, so if you're in Portland, Portland has probably one of the nicest Japanese gardens in the United States. It probably rivals what's in Japan, maybe better because, well, you know, in the United States, we have a lot more space, huh? So per square inch, you probably find something nicer in Japan, but something with such a grand scale, I think it's pretty nice. So if you ever have a chance, go to Portland and visit both the Japanese garden and the Chinese garden. So that's kind of how I've been interpreting how would the Chinese approach do something like this. Well, I know for sure there's probably Chinese scholars watching this video, and let me apologize if I'm off the mark. This is the best I can do based on what I have learned in the past. You know, I've been hearing from people from all over, and who knows what you might have in your own country. Is there something like this? I have no idea, I just made it up. So that's one of the things that we could do around here is to make things up. And maybe we will find something like this in the future. I wonder if there's anything that looks like this somewhere out there. So anyway, this is just Hiro'S having fun. So this is basically an exercise in what to do with two rocks in a box full of sand. And you know, as we into the second year of this pandemic, We gotta have something to do. TV is okay. Well, there might be places like this too, huh? Just let your imagination go and think about all the places you've been or places you want to be and see if you could create something like that in your box. This is kind of interesting. I don't know whether that should be the front or that should be the front. It doesn't matter. You just take it apart, try it again. And that's the beauty. You could constantly try different things and see what comes out. And why not? So far we have come up with so many different ideas, right? So basically, get yourself the box and select 2 rocks or 3 rocks and see how many combinations you could make. Then you could get rid of these rocks, get another set, and keep trying. And then in time, hopefully we'll be done with the pandemic lockdown and we could go searching for new rocks. Backside, and I thought I'll sign off about now. I think you got enough idea what you might do with a simple box and a couple rocks and just keep trying different combinations. So hopefully we'll get done with this pandemic and we'll be able to travel again. So hopefully when we get to that point, you could look for more rocks and more inspiration on how different kinds of rock arrangements and or mountains that you might want to capture in a sandbox. So anyway, this is Hiro saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter because I have nothing better to do. Thank you for all those nice messages from Australia and elsewhere. See you again. Goodbye.